first of all, how did the Suzuki deal come about for you?
Well, at early stage, October, just after the championship finished last year, it looked like Josh Waters, who rode for them for a long time, was leaving to ride for Suzuki in the World Championship, and then that fell over, and it means that I would have stayed where I was for it had been, and then I lost my deal that I had there at Honda, and then when Josh did decide to leave and go to BSB, and I was there for next, basically the deal came back on, and I was the next best choice. So it was good to come into the Suzuki team after being their main rival for a long time.
So you were their main rival. You were on the Honda, right? And basically, so you saw that Suzuki on track. You've been battling with it with Waters on it and that. But so how was it like looking at it to actually riding it for the first time? Did you think that oh shit, it is actually it is what I thought it was, or was it different, or?
Well, I guess you follow someone around, you feel like you're working hard, and you're like, they're not even trying, they're just sitting on that. But I guess it's when you get on it. I got to a certain point really fast on the bike and was quite quick, and then making that probably the last 1 second was difficult, and I had a few little crashes, but that also led us to where we needed to be. So once we got there, it was really good, and it just got stronger and stronger.
So what was the part that was difficult for you? Like you got to a certain point easy. I mean, was it the power delivery, or was it the setup, the handling, or what was it?
Well, Josh had the bike quite steep compared to how I would run it. He had it really
nose heavy.
Nose heavy, yeah. So it was easy to get confidence because it turned quite well. But when you push into the corner, I'd had trouble with it shoveling the front tyre everywhere, just in different riding style. The corner entry mine was a little bit higher than Josh's, and I'd get off the brake sooner than Josh would, so it means in the middle of the corner I was shoveling the front a lot, so the feeling, I didn't have the greatest confidence. I was wide in a few places where I didn't want to be wide, and but once we started to get a feel for that, and the thing is, it wasn't we had to change it such a long way to get it to where I wanted to be, so you change it a little bit and you couldn't quite make that, you go, it's a little bit better or whatever, but you needed to make a big change.
So you like a flatter bike?
Yeah, or just more trail in the front. I like the feeling of the more trail in the front.
A bit like me.
Yeah, so I don't like it really short in the front. And that was the feeling, because every time, it's funny because we run big springs in the front, because it'd give it trail, but it would have not a lot of feel sort of in the middle of the corner. So I mean, we had to, and every time we go softer on the spring or take a bit of preload off, I'd say no, I don't like it, and I'd go slower, and the tyre wear would show those things. So
What's it like working with Phil?
Well, Phil's been amazing. He's got a wealth of knowledge. He's worked with a lot of good riders, yourself included, and so he had a wealth of knowledge, and I had trust in him because he had he'd gone from 4 riders, and they'd all been successful. All the riders that he'd had, 4 riders in 1 year working in different classes, and they've always been competitive. And anyone that's worked with him has always said that he has a good understanding, and he has all the technology and support and stuff like that. So it was very easy. And really good. I enjoyed it.
And you dream for next year?
Well, dream for next year, I wanted to race overseas, but it's just not realistic in the current climate for a lot of people. There's a lot of good riders out of rides, and it's difficult to do. So the dream is just to re-motivate, try to go back to back in the Australian Championship. So at this stage, I don't have a deal, but Suzuki do want to keep me, and it's only hopefully a matter of weeks away before the deal's finalised, and then we can get it done and start testing for 2014.
What about Suzuka 8 Hour? Is that something that you want to put in your contract? Because I saw you at the Suzuka 8 Hour at some point in the past. Didn't you?
I've done Suzuka 10, 11, 12, done Suzuka. So, it's always been a race that I enjoy. I think you can see it in people's eyes. A bit of a glint when they talk about Suzuka. It's something in there. But I'd like to do that. But you've got to be on a competitive motorbike there. You know how tough it is to do Suzuka, and I would like to ride the factory bike there. But there's a lot of people, now that Josh Waters is back at Suzuki, he's had success there. I'm sure that they'll be interested in having him, and to get 2 English riders on the bike will be very difficult.
Who's the toughest competition in the Australian Championship at the moment?
I guess this year, my teammate was super competitive everywhere we went, and Glenn, he's always a tough competitor. He's won twice before, so he knows what it takes to win, and they've got a good package and a bike that he's ridden for a long, since 2011. He's been on that BMW, so he's got a lot of confidence in the team and within himself. So it was.
All you guys, do you all get on good, or is it a bit of
Oh, there's a bit of rivalry. Robbie and I got on great within the team. That was no problem there, and we pushed each other along. The main goal was to get Suzuki 1-2, but we just fell a little bit short of that. So that was in, and I just try to keep the peace. It's no use you know, you have to go to work and you can't enjoy your environment because you've got, you know, you're bickering with people. I mean, you may as well enjoy it. It's only a limited time you're here, and you can't walk past someone and say, hi, how's your family, how's your whatever.
When did you know? Because like I remember I was at Tasmania, yeah, and at Tasmania, like Glenn on the BMW, it just looked like he was gone. You know, like when did you know? I mean, that must have been a bit of a worry for you guys at that point, thinking if he's going to be like that all year, it's going to be a hard year. But there must have been a point in the year where you thought, I can win this thing.
Well, being only a 6-round championship, I knew couldn't DNF a race. So, and Tassie, I could have maybe pushed a little bit harder and gone with Glenn for 1 or 2 laps. So I definitely didn't have his speed there. And we'd had discussions with Dunlop after we had a test in Tasmania a few weeks before the race, and we had discussions that we need to do something because we aren't quite up to scratch with the Pirelli. So as soon as we got to Queensland after Tasmania, we got an update tyre from Dunlop. And that was my worst track, and I'd come out of there with a 2-2 again. So the first 4 races of the season were all second places. I knew that, we were going to be fine. And then we got another update for Eastern Creek and with Dunlop, and we were, fast. And
you won them all, didn't you?
Yeah, won all in Sydney. So. And I had some surgery in between Queensland and Sydney.
Oh, what was that all
So
about?
I had some arm pump surgery done on both arms, and one went a bit wrong.
Yeah.
So that was still like open wound at the Sydney race. I was unsure how I was going to go, especially on the left arm, being predominantly left hand.
Did it work though, the surgery?
Yeah, definitely. Like I haven't really been. I only really struggled at 1 or 2 tracks. Queensland, I always struggled at, being a predominant right hand track, and it definitely did work. Definitely helped me a lot. Like on the motocross bike, I can do like a 25-minute moto and 30-minute moto now, and I get arm pump, but it doesn't slow me down. I can still ride through it. So definitely.